So, what symptoms did you have with your polymyalgia rheumatica?
I had muscle aches, I had a lot of stiffness, great deal of pain. When it was really bad, I couldn't roll over in bed, couldn't get out of bed on my own, even things like trouble going to the bathroom, and chronic fatigue was terrible. I was saying to my husband last night, when it was really bad, I would maybe have the energy to go to the grocery store. I would get into Walmart. I would have to grab things that were closest to the entrance. Within about 10 minutes, I would get those items back home. I would get into the house and I would have to go and run and fall on the bed and sleep. I didn't even have the energy to get the groceries out. I fought being on steroids for a long time, but I got to the point where the pain was so bad I couldn't walk. I literally couldn't walk, so I had no choice but to go on steroids. When I got on the steroids, it was kind of hit and miss during the day. The pain was greatly reduced. A lot of the time I could walk, but I would never know from 1 minute to the next whether I was going to be able to walk. I mean, I would go to PT because my legs were in spasm. They would say to me, "What's hurting?" And I say, "Well, this hurts right now and this hurts right now." No apparent reason. And they would work on it and I would walk out of there just fine, like there was nothing wrong with me. What they couldn't understand was that within an hour or so, it would just be back. I got down to 5 milligrams fairly rapidly, and I just decided I was going to put up with a certain level of pain and inconvenience because I wanted to get as low as possible. I think I've seen a gradual improvement to where I was determined to decrease the steroid dose, and I have been able to reduce it down in a continuous manner, very slowly, but in a continuous manner without symptoms reoccurring. I guess about the beginning of the year, I just said, I'm going to be off of this within a few months. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I've been able to continually reduce down, and I got down to 1 milligram. I had some issues around about 1 milligram to where I had to go even slower than I thought, and then I got down to a half. But the great thing was, all the time I was reducing the steroid dose, my symptoms were not recurring, and that was just so exciting because I was part of an online forum, and I read all other people's symptoms. So many people, when they get down to what they call Club Zero, they get reoccurrence, or they can never quite get down that far. They get down to a half and then they can't tolerate it and they have to go back up. And I thought, no, I'm just going to push through it because I feel like I can do it. Having got down to Club Zero and knowing that it could recur, because I've heard about that with so many other people, that was why I wanted to do the second treatment, just to make sure it's completely knocked out. I feel like I'm back to normal. I mean, when I was really bad on the steroids in that chronic fatigue time, I would get to the point I could cook for my family, but I wouldn't have the energy to eat. I could do one or the other. So it just teaches you to pace yourself. So now to get back to normal is just like a miracle. Thank you.